how the proxy responds to the client when an exception is hit in the connection between the proxy and the reqmod ICAP server. So on the screen I've got my DLP, very simple DLP server that I have written in ICAP, in Python sockets. It kind of handles only a few use cases, so it caters both for resmod and reqmod. In our case, we're going to be looking at this reqmod, and namely we're going to be looking at what a working or 204 response from reqmod looks like, which is this function here, and then we can have a quick look at the block. And the main one is this one, the DLP SSL closure. So what I'm trying to emulate here is that the name doesn't really give it a deal like justice, but what I'm trying to do here is basically close the ICAP socket from this DLP server, this reqmod ICAP server, to the proxy before I pass the correct response back. So the ICAP server is running. Here is just a quick look at what that function looks like. I'm not passing the right headers, so this is the allow one, so 204 no content, right? This is something that gone for DLP scan and wasn't altered. This is the one when I'm breaking, where all I really post is this full bar string. I'm completely breaking the ICAP protocol here because I don't have the right like headers or the formatting and so on. But before I send that on, I kind of wait for 30 seconds on that socket. So I am simulating that this DLP server is doing something with that request for 30 seconds. And then I simply send that foobar, and we will have a look how the proxy responds. So I'm going to minimize this for now. Let's have a look at our proxy. Here is our proxy. So here I'm just going to start the PCAP. The proxy sends everything via reqmod mode, and I've got a trace here as well that is running. Let's just wipe the trace. And let's run the curl. So we're going to start with the broken one. So I'm calling this abrupt closure. Going to the proxy. I'm hitting enter on it, and now we're going to have the 30-second delta because the proxy have sent the request to DLP. And here is the socket, right? This is what the proxy sent. Yeah, there is my request here. And at this mode we are somewhere within this 30-second timer, so we have to wait for that to finish. At this moment the proxy is not sending anything back to the client. It's basically just hanging. If I go back to the curl here, no, actually it has completed. Okay, 30 seconds have passed. So there is my call, connect tunnel done. Here is my get, 30-second delta somewhere here, and I get this 503 back from the proxy. Here I get this error, right? Now I need to stop this PCAP. Let's download the PCAP, save the PCAP, have a look at it. We are interested in tcp.port equals 1344 ICAP server. This is just a test one. This is the one with the delta, 29 seconds. That's our guy. Let's look at it. Yeah, and here, as you can see, TCP handshake. Here is the request from the proxy sent, and then we've got this 29 seconds of nothing, and then the server comes back with a full bar here in this frame. That's where the encoded full bar is, right here, right in this continuation. And of course what the proxy then does, if we look at HTTP contains contains example, and it's probably going to be stream 21. So tcp.stream equals 21. And is that our guy? Yeah, there's the handshake. Yeah, it is our guy. And you can see that. Let's just get the coloration here correct so we can clearly see it. Let's colorize this guy. This is the client side, will be green, and proxy to the ICAP server. Let's make it red so it stands out. So client, TCP socket, done, connect, SSL handshake, done. At that point, proxy opens the connection to the DLP server. Proxy here, send that request, right, there's the request here. And there is our delta. The ICAP connection gets closed, and right after that, the proxy then here the proxy closes. We got 2 lots of encrypted alert, so the proxy actually also closed. Oh, I am actually looking at the wrong stream. This is child proxy to parent proxy. We don't want to be seeing that one. We probably want to add one more. TCP streams equals, I'm guessing it's going to be 20. Let's look at the full picture now. 20, no, potentially 19 then. It's the next candidate. And where is 19? Yes, so let's color this one again, different colors so we can see it. Let's make this one blue. So now we've got, yeah, 38 as our client to proxy is blue. So TCP socket connect, SSL handshake start. At that point, child proxy goes to the parent. Right, TCP socket done to the parent, connect method done with the parent, start of SSL handshake with the parent. Right, SSL handshake with the parent almost done here. Meanwhile, proxy completing the SSL handshake with the client. In fact, it is done here. The proxy completes with the client, blue. Here the proxy gets the GET request, right? And at that point here, proxy starts the SSL socket to our DLP server, and yep, it sends it here, in here, and then we've got that delta here. We come back with foobar, and at that point inside this encrypted alert, the proxy sends the 503 back to the user, which is what we saw here, right? So the user actually gets a 503 exception back from the proxy complaining about DLP server and about ICAP. Now, very quickly, so that kind of concludes the main part of this demo. Just to very quickly, just to demo to you how working ICAP connection behaves. But first of all, let's go to trace. We got the connect, yeah. Protocol detection is enabled. We hand it off to SSL proxy. SSL interception is enabled. We hand it off to HTTPS forward proxy. There is the call that will trigger our function on the DLP server to break it. And indeed, if we go down here, we got an exception, ICAP error, request couldn't be handled. And here is, this is the CS ICAP error code key pair value, and this is CS ICAP error details key pair value. So it says could not receive data due to drop connection by the ICAP server. Now let's get rid of this and let's quickly run something that will be scanned and allowed, like this for example. Very quick response. Let's have a quick look at the trace. We got the 3 lots of transaction again, so let's go all the way to the bottom. to the SSL intercepted one, which is this guy here, and this time, yes, it was DLP scanned, there were no issue, user got the page back. If I go to my DLP server, I can indeed see that, yep, there is my transaction right here. This is what the DLP server have received. And one last example, let's do a DLP block. I'm going to first wipe the policy. So let's go back and wipe it and go inside it again. And this time I'm going to get a DLP leak. A DLP leak has been detected because this I tried to leak this secret. If I have a quick look on the trace, again go to the SSL intercept transaction, the one with HTTPS protocol, there is the secret, and this time I got exception data leak, and you can see here that yeah, scan was done, and you can see also on my server here that I have matched a DLP block here, and there is the block, right? There is the secret string. And that concludes the demo. Thank you.